Hey guys, it's Annika here from kingdomlifestyles.com, and today I would like to show you guys how to make an email signature just like this one that I have created for myself. Now, I have shown you guys in part 2 how to create a brand kit, but I haven't really shown you guys how we are going to use that brand kit. So what we're going to do is we are going to go straight to create a design, and we're going to say email sig, and then we'll click on email signature because that would bring up the correct size for our email signature for us. Now remember, as in part 2 where we created our brand kit, that is something that saves a lot of time, and you would want to do that if you want to stay consistent throughout all of your platforms. So today I want to show you guys, because we have selected the format email signature, the very first thing, if you click on designs, it is automatically at the moment on designs. You will be able to just scroll down and see so many different templates that you can choose from for yourself if you would like to it doesn't matter what kind of business you are in. This is the easiest and fastest way to create an email signature for yourself. So I can even show you that if you go to simple, here are simple ones. You get many different options. Minimalistic, there we go. And basically, oh my gosh, it goes on and on. Literally, the world is your oyster. if you really you can, oh my goodness, there's so many. So let's see which one we are going to be using for today, just for our looking for one where we're going to be able to really see the brand kit come out. And maybe this one. Okay, so as you guys can see, he's got a background added in here, and then he's just got this element that is over the background, and then he's got his own font and all of these things. So the first thing I would recommend is to go and detach this image, because that is not you, and we are going to delete it. Okay, so then we are going to, for the purpose of this I will just find let's say that this is you, and we will just put your photo in there, and it kind of pretty much awesomely goes with our theme of digital marketer. Okay, so here we will say digital marketer, and obviously we can see that we can then just pull it a little bit longer, and there we go. And let's just say her name is Anne. And oh my goodness, I get stuck on the silliest things. So let's say her name is Anne Gables. Okay, so you see the first problem we're having is that the text is not, now you're going to have to make the text smaller, which is okay. If you go click on outside of your design and you click on that again, you can literally just go and minus it until it fits in. But for the purposes of using our branding kit, what we would like to do is we would like to go and click on our branding kit, and remember we have put our branding kit's text in here. Okay, so our branding kit would then bring up our text for us, which in this case, let me actually just go to the correct branding kit. So guys, this is important. If you've got more than one branding kit saved, you would want to go to the correct one so that it can select the correct branding kit. So as you guys can remember, we had made up this branding kit with this logo, and straight off the bat, what I can show you, if you select your entire image and you go to your color palettes, it would then play around with your different colors you have chosen for your branding kit, and then it just really makes it so much easier for you to now kind of, it just takes, it saves so much time. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, but now the thing is that we don't have the correct font in here. That is our branding kit, right? Okay, so we're going to say add title, and we remember that it's Montserrat and it's bold. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to then hover over this copy style, and we are going to copy it in there. Just because it's so big doesn't matter. We can always bring it down and say maybe 18, and there we go. So obviously if that is a surname, it would be, and if you see that it doesn't fit, you can always bring that in a little bit. Okay, so that is just a simple way of getting your brand kit text in there. Right now I just want to go and see, because remember we need to stick to our text. So all of this text is not the correct text, so we are going to then go and find Montserrat, and because we've already got it in there, it will definitely be there. And then just go and make sure that all of the other text is also Montserrat, because we want consistency, right? Okay, so Montserrat. Now I am a firm believer that in today's world you do not put your address in your email signature anymore, so I would just kind of take that, just immediately take that out. And then obviously you would want to put your own email in, your own website in there, which mine is, I just leave out the www because everybody knows that, and it is kingdomlifestyles.com, and my email is kingdomlifestyle@gmail.com. I think I've got way too many somethings there. There we go. Just take that out. And it says kingdomlifestyle@gmail.com. And then if you want your WhatsApp number in there, you can put it in. And for the purposes of this, I will just put in any numbers there. Okay, so literally that is how easy it is to create. This is a very, very simple one though, so let's shuffle a little bit again and see if we get something that we like a little bit more. Now let's say we wanted to go with something like this, I could always go and detach the background. Now remember guys, if you detach the background, you want to be clicking on, not on the element. This is the element, okay, and this is the background. So detach the background. So let's take out this background, and then let's scroll down right here and go to backgrounds. So for this one, I think what I'm looking for is kind of a texture or a pattern. Let's go to textures. We can kind of do something the same, it's just adding it in there now, so that kind of looks a bit weird. Maybe something more like this. Oh, that's a material. Maybe kind of looking for something techy. That's a bit much, I think. That's a bit much, yeah. Let's just take that one maybe. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what we could do is we could just click on our element here. We could just bring down the transparency of it a little bit, like a very little bit, just to bring in that techie kind of look at the back there. And there we go. And I would actually bring this down a little bit. There we go. And if we had to click on our brand kit here again, there we go. And we then have our different options again. While remember, I have now taken the transparency of the element down a little bit, so it will look different. And there we go. So there it's giving you the different options that you can choose from. And that is how easy and how simple it is. So for the purposes of going through this again, what I would like to do is go add a page and go to design, and let's do one more. Okay, so let's do, let's go back and let's go to, they've got aesthetic background free, professional. There we go. So let's say that you wanted something that's a very, very busy one. But I mean, you can literally see how many options they really give you here. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, so straight off the bat, what I would first of all do is, so that I can see and decide what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, you know, I'd go to my brand kit first and I would shuffle and see, okay, well, if I used my colors, what could I actually do with this? And that looks really cool. I really like that. I also like that. Very neat, very clean. So there we go. And you see straight away, this is the different options that you would get here. So I don't in particular really like this one because it's middle aligned. It feels like there's just too much stuff on the page. So what I would do is I would straight away take out all of this thingies here. It just looks a little bit too salesy. It doesn't look neat. I would select this and maybe just left align them all. Maybe just left align that too. Okay, so we've got okay, so this is now, I want to show you guys something here. These are two different texts, two different text boxes. Okay, the text is the same. The one is just bold, as you can see, it's bold and it's poppins, and the other one is just doesn't have bold on it, but it's two different text boxes. Okay, so what I would like to show you guys here is if you click and you press control and you click on the other one and you press shift, then it will select both of them. So that is, you will click on it and click shift, and then if you hold shift down while you click on anything else, there, it will then select all of them together. If you accidentally clicked on something and you want to unclick it, you can then just click on it again and it will unselect it. So I just want to do that again. So if you click on this and you hold shift in, it will select the other element. if you click on this, it will select that as well. And let's say I wanted to move that to a different area, then I would maybe group it and I would keep it together. And now you see that it is moving only what I have selected. Obviously that circle is not stuck to the image. Okay, so if I then want to go, I made a mistake now, okay, and I don't like what I've done now. How do I fix it? You can either go here and you can go back, and it would just undo exactly what you've done, the very last step. It will undo the last step, and if I go back again, it will undo again, and it will undo again and undo again. And you see there, it's middle aligning it again. If I actually did like that alignment, then I can actually put it back there. So this is your go-tos. So it's your if you made a mistake, it is okay. It is always fixable. Unless you have saved over something that you have done, then you cannot undo it. Okay, so that is pretty cool to know. So I think to start out with, I would take that out, and I would just, because this is, we saw that this circle is not even part, I want to just take this image out of the frame. So detach image. And guys, I also want to maybe touch a little bit on what frames are. So as you have seen, I've used frames quite a bit, and I want to show you in elements. Let's say that I don't want a circle. You can just type frames, and you can go into frames, and then you say, here's all the frames, and you say see all. So now let's say for this example, I do not want this circle. I want something different. Okay, maybe I would want something like this. So let's say for this one, I want a frame like this. So obviously then my circle is not going to work anymore. You do get frames that actually have their own borders attached to them. So I think if you type in frame with border, it will actually give you all the frames. So there is a circle, for instance, that has already got a border, and there's a circle with a thinner border. So I would probably choose the thinner border one. So there is our frame. So guys, you can choose many different frames, and let's say for the sake of doing this, we are going to choose a rectangle frame. Okay, I almost said square. So for the sake of this, I'm going to choose a maybe not, because it's not really going to bring a nice, let's choose this one. Yes, because it will show a little bit more of the image. And let's say that I'm going to use this image again. I detach it, I pull it down to the next slide, and you literally just drag it into your image. Okay, so what I would then do is I am called Ann Gables, and I would say Ann Gables. Now I would not use that. Obviously I will want to use my, sorry guys, obviously I would want to use my brand kit font, which now we know it is Montserrat, and it is Montserrat because I copied it from there. The only difference is that this one is uppercase and that one has got lowercase. So if I wanted to change that, I can just go here next to the lowercase and the uppercase, and it will then change it there for me. I actually like it better like this, and I want the name to be a lot bigger, and then I would just bring this one up, and I would then just put my description in there. I actually like this font here, so I think what I'll do is this font, you see it's linked. Okay, so I think what I would do here, I just want to get it's effects. So because it's on an effect here, you see the stripe behind it. It's not actually an element behind the text. It's actually an effect behind the text. So I'll just say none. And then what I would like to do is I want to copy this text here, delete that one, and just make sure that I select my image and just paste it in there. And then I would just say digital marketer. Okay, so what we could always do is we could then go and copy these elements here. Guys, if you're looking for specific elements, it's always easier to, this is just a quick tip. Instead of you going and having to search for all of these icons and place them in, what you could do is you could literally take another a template, and you could copy it, and you could then literally just go and paste it in there, and there we go. So I'm just going to maybe move this to the side, and there we go. We have got these in there already. Okay, so I just want to check they are not grouped at the moment, but that is fine. So as we know, we're always going to go and put our own emails in here, and we are going to make sure that our own stuff is up to date. And there we go. So now I want to just get rid of that, and there we go. So what are we going to do? We're going to select the entire email signature, and we are going to go to brand kit, right? And we will shuffle and see what options it comes up with. That's quite cool. I really like that. I actually think that we need to make the picture a bit bigger, move it in a little bit more to the center, and I actually really like that. The gray background, it's very, very subtle. So if I like that, what I can do is I can just hover over here and duplicate page, and I can just then go on to toggle through and see if there might be another one that I like. That definitely is a bit bright for me. Some people might like it. I even like that because it's very easy to read, and I would then obviously change this font. So I would maybe then go change all of the font here. So let's say 5.5. And what I can do is click on that and just literally go copy the style and go do that for the rest of them, and then it doesn't look so strange. Now you guys, here we go with the aligning thing again. I can now see that because I have actually made the text smaller, that it's not aligning with my elements anymore, right? So remember what I said, you can now go and click on this and then hold shift in and click on that, and then you go to position and you say middle align. Okay, but you can see that this text is really strange because it's not aligned to the bottom. Okay, so even though it is middle aligned, it does not look middle aligned. So there is a quick solution to this. Just bottom align it, and then it actually does look like it's middle aligned. So we could do that, and we can just bottom align there. So it's click, shift, click, and bottom align. Okay, so that now looks a little bit better. I still would not say that it is correct, especially not with this one. So what you will find sometimes with fonts is that fonts are different to text when it comes to alignment. And straight off the bat with your eye, you can see that if I bottom align that one, it doesn't look right. So I would go position and middle align that one. And that actually looks straight, as you can see. Okay, so here we go again with the text, middle align it, but for the number, we will just keep it. Let me just actually see, middle align. You see, middle align just looks skew. So it is shift, it is click, shift, click, and then you have selected both and it's position, and I would keep that bottom aligned. So I actually really like this one. This is a pretty cool one. And if we wanted to then see, okay, I'm going to delete this bottom one. If we wanted to then maybe say, okay, well, I like this one, but let's play around a little bit further, then I could just go on. I made a copy of that one, and I can then go and just see if there's anything else that I like. Any other options that it might throw out for me that I like. And guys, that is literally how easy it is to create your own email signature from somebody else's template that they have made. And now straight here, what I want to show you guys as well, let's say I chose this one and I like the blue. I would then obviously maybe go and just put my extra final little touches in here. You don't really want to just always accept everything that it gives you. You can change it up, guys. It literally, you can do anything you want just to maybe make a little bit of a difference. You can, like you guys saw, I changed the circle to the square. So I think it's very important to always just, it's got to be something that you like. You've got to be the one who likes it. And you've got to add a little bit of your own spice in there. Okay. I think that's very, very important. So you can this is the purposes of the brand kit, literally. And if you were somebody that actually wanted to put your logo in, then what I would just say, because you've got your logo in your brand kit, you can just click your logo and your logo can literally go. Let me just move it quickly. Your logo can literally go into your email signature. This obviously that doesn't look right now. I'm just showing you for the purposes of how easy it is, to actually just throw your logo in to your email address. Obviously we don't want that. So there we go. So then the other thing, guys, that I really wanted to quickly just also show you is how to manage your alignments and your rulers and your guides. So if you go click on file, you will see that it gives you view settings. I will always design with my rulers on. As you can see at the top here, I have got my rulers on. You can switch them off, but I always suggest that you switch them on under view settings. It's under file and view settings. So you would add your rulers and your guides. Now this would make sure that, let's say I wanted to actually align that top and that top, and I didn't have all of these bubbles and stuff, and it was just straightforward, then I would make sure that I am aligning it exactly. There we go. So now I know it's exactly aligned. And there we go. If we had to then put a ruler there, it is exactly aligned. And if I wanted to do the same thing at the bottom here, then I would do exactly the same thing. And what I could do is I could then just select all of those and group them. And what then you can click on it. So sometimes people also struggle with this a little bit. When you've grouped something, you might click on it and it might not allow you to move it. If it doesn't allow you to move it, you can click on the outside border. And when you click on the outside and you see that it has actually selected the entire grouped elements, then you actually can move it down. So we could even also do that. I would say ungroup, and I would then go and actually group them separately. So remember what it is click, hold shift, click, and then group. So now because I have grouped the element and the description of the element together, I can now move it up, you see. And what I can do now is I can, because I have grouped all of them, the whole purpose of grouping them is so that you can actually align them nicely. Okay, so if I then select all three of my grouped elements, then I can go to position and I can say tidy up, and I can say align horizontally, I can say left align, and they will then look like that. And if I do not want that there, I can just pull it off the screen. And if I want to kind of look at it without, and there we go. That's just a much neater, much cleaner design there. And maybe just, for this, because we've taken out the dots, we could go to elements and we could just look for any kind of, let's say, online work, and let's see if we can actually find something that we could just spice it up a little bit with. I really actually like this one. I used it in one of our previous tutorials as well, and maybe we could put this in there. And what we could do, I know it doesn't make sense right now, but I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. And then you could take the opacity or the transparency down so much that it's like barely visible, but it is catching the eye, just to put something in there that actually kind of, I would actually even make it 5 even, so it's not that visible, but it is visible. Maybe 5 is a little bit too, but for, let's see if we can find something else. Guys, literally, if you play around with Canva a little bit and you search, you can search anything that you want and it will literally come up with all sorts of things for you. So, here's something cool that you could also add in. It just changes the entire thing. And if you wanted, you could then take this element and add your own colors in it. Let's take the purple, the blue, and the gray, put our own stuffies in there, and obviously we're going to bring the opacity down a lot, and we're going to then say, because right now I've thrown it on top of everything, but I maybe want to push it to the back because it's over the image and everything. So we're going to go to position and we're going to say backwards, 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 all the way backwards until it can't go backwards anymore. And guys, something small like that can make the world of a difference. Now, if we didn't want that, we could just go delete it and we could just keep on searching for something else. And let's say I actually like this and I want to use this. I can even do this, put it into my design, and I could go and maybe make it that blue, and I could take the opacity down a whole lot, and I could do the same thing, just push it backwards. I can move it around, you know, I can literally do with it whatever I like, and it actually looks pretty cool. You know, if you really wanted to, guys, you can, there is so much that you can do. So this is just an example of, you know, another something. You don't need a background, you can just take any of these elements and you can create your own backgrounds. So this is for email signature purposes. I don't want to make the videos too long, but I'm sure that you guys now can see, that was quite horrible, that it is super easy to design your own email signature. If you go to the bottom here and you see present full screen, you can actually go and look at what you have designed, and if you click on your next button on your keyboard, you can then scroll through them and see what the difference is, you know, so that you can actually choose which one you would like to use. Okay, so I would recommend, when you are designing something that you are going to be using for a while, you can just press escape to get out of that. I would recommend that you make a few different options so that you can go through them and so that you can actually test them and see how they are going to look. But guys, I think that is all for today. I think tomorrow I will go a little bit deeper into the shortcuts that you get, and I'm trying to teach you guys the shortcuts as we go, and also then implement a teaching of something else. But yes, that is how you can quickly create an email signature for yourself. When you go and download it, you will obviously download it in JPEG or PNG. Now, I would suggest PNG because PNG loads much faster. You can also then do not say transparent background, just say you can compress the file, but it will be a lower quality, so you don't really want to do that. But you would just you know, if it's an email signature, you would want to put it into your email, keep it on PNG and just download it, and it will literally download whichever page you choose that you like the most. So I hope that helped you guys, and I want to say blessings to all of you, lots of love, and I will be making the next video soon.